This is a Glitterball podcast. Before we get into today's episode, please remember I'm judging these housemates based solely off of an edit and not as total people. Please don't send them any hate, it's just a game show. Celebrities, it's showtime! Welcome to a brand new season of He's Always Watching as we rewind the clock back to 2016 and strap in for one heck of a celebrity adventure. Hello Fishbowl friends, you voted and you have decided. We are going back to a little over a decade ago to 2016 and a very iconic series of Celebrity Big Brother. It was series 17 and one of many on Channel 5. You guys have decreed that we are unpacking this iconic series over 4 weeks as if it is live. So you will see me 3 times a week as we unpack David's dead, the tantrums, the tears, and whatever else Big Brother throws at them. Or, in this case, locks away from them, because we are starting with launch night and the launch night twist, with everything boxed up. How will our celebrities take that? Well, we're going to unpack all of it, including our new crop of celebrity playthings, as we start this adventure. I'm so excited to be here with you and to be doing this in a fun, thorough manner. So I hope you are excited as well. It's going to be great. We have a lot to get into. So shall we just do it? I think we should. First into the house is everybody's favorite, the GC herself, Gemma Collins. This is when you kind of already get the fact that it's going to be a big series when a name like that walks into the house. And she is, as one might expect, quite terrified for the journey that awaits her, I believe. Next into Britain's most famous dwelling is Mr. John Partridge of EastEnders fame. Now, I have to admit, I, at this point in time, was a huge EastEnders watcher and a particular fan of Christian on EastEnders. That whole storyline was kind of pivotal for me, and to see him go into the house, I am very excited. His VT is quite interesting because I feel like he's maybe sort of already in damage control mode, and I think it's quite interesting to see how these different celebrities react to the "how are you with authority" question. And John being like, "I'm here to serve," is quite entertaining. Will this all go belly up for John? We shall see. I don't actually remember, so I'm going on that journey with you. But I am excited to see him here. Gemma finally looks a little more comfortable now. She's not in the house on her own, but you can see she's trying to hold it together with the whole everything's been boxed up situation. But I'm sure we will unpack that as the night goes on. Up next, our duo becomes a trio with another EastEnders star. I think this is kind of cool. This is quite interesting because Daniela had quite a rough time in the press around this time, as her VT kind of tells us. And I'm fascinated that she's here, because I'm like, why would you sign up for something like this? But she's here, and she does seem game for the adventure, which I am in for, because I always love a housemate that is like, you know what, I may as well. But little do our trio know there's an awkward storm brewing, because housemate number 4 is Christopher Maloney, who was known as the Crying Man on The X Factor in 2012, apparently. But more importantly, he and current housemate Daniela have had a falling out. So how will that play out during their time under Big Brother's watchful eye? I guess we will have to see. It is incredibly awkward as he goes down those stairs, though. I was like, oh, I don't want to watch this. Because you could see the storm just sort of whoop over her head, and she just kind of went blank. And I was like, oh my god. It's only, like, we're not even that far into launch and there's already drama and awkwardness? They don't make it like this no more. However, up next is the reason I am so glad you voted for this series. It is Tiffany New York Pollard. also known, as she very quickly tells us, as the HBIC in charge. Oh my god. This is going to be fun. She's already completely outrageous in that VT, from hoping that she finds a man that can stay hard during her time in the house, to telling us that she will take her fellow housemates down with her words alone because she doesn't want to ruin her hair or her nails. I'm like, oh shit, we better strap in, because she is going to be a wild ride, but I'm here for all of it. It's chaos. It's what we love in a Celebrity Big Brother housemate. So I'm so glad that I get to rewatch this chaos with all of you. It's going to be great. It's going to be great. I don't know that her other housemates really know how to take her as she wanders down the stairs. They all look a little perplexed at how loud she is, and I'm kind of living for it, if I'm honest with you. They all look a bit like, oh, here we go. As they should, quite frankly, because I don't think any of them are ready for Miss Tiffany Pollard. And I don't think the UK was at the time either, but they grew to love her, so it's fine. Up next, adding to the theatrical pot of this series, it is musical theatre star and tabloid love rat. I do that with air quotes in case you're just listening. Darren Day. His VT, I think, is potentially the most interesting of the bunch so far, because he is very self-aware, very self-deprecating almost, and most importantly, he's a fan of this show, and I love when fans of this show go in. Sometimes it can go really well, or sometimes it can go horribly wrong. So we will see how that goes. He's obviously got some pre-existing knowledge of some of his other fellow housemates, because we see him embracing a lot of them as he goes down the stairs. So I think it's going to be interesting. But I feel like he might be a voice of reason in this house. But time shall tell, of course, with that one. Next, to step into Big Brother's spotlight, it's none other than Megan likes to throw a tantrum on X on the Beach, McKenna. Oh my goodness. Her VT, I have to be honest with you, feels a little hollow. I feel like she may have been fed a lot of what she was saying. Especially bizarre was the mention of the Twitter feud with Ellie Goulding. Maybe that's a 2016 reference that I just don't get, but hers feels the most hollow to me, and you could see that in her face when she was on that runway with Emma, she was the most petrified, I think, bar Daniela, to be there. And I feel like this was one of those Viacom crossover moments that I think she is very much hoping changes her opinion with the public. So we shall see what unfolds there. But she seemed the most scared thus far of the entire bunch. And everybody in the house was kind of consoling her that they all got booed too. But yeah, a bit of a hollow start for Megan, so we'll see where it goes. After the break, we will meet our very next housemate and get into Big Brother's first twist of the evening, and it's a doozy. I'll see you in just a second. Welcome back, Fishbowl friends. How are you with tight spaces? Well, two of our housemates are about to find out, but first we need to meet Winston, the party-hopping politician, whose VT kind of rubs me the wrong way immediately. First of all, the homophobia is just radiating off of him. Then the ladies' madness. And to be frank with you, I feel like he was treating this entire VT, and indeed his entrance, as a launchpad for his political run for Mayor of London. It is so transparent. He may as well be standing in front of cellophane. That analogy doesn't really make sense, but you get my point, right? This just really rubbed me the wrong way. But I need to point out a moment that I found really funny. Because there came a point when he was on that runway with Emma that even Emma was done. Because you could see her sort of shove him up the stairs a little bit and be like, in you go, as he was kind of faffing around on the runway after they'd spoken to each other. And I was like, yeah, get him. This was just deeply unlikable, if that makes sense. There wasn't a lot of redeeming qualities and just seemed a little bit of a grift from the get-go in terms of Winston's introduction. Will things change in the house? I don't know. It's not a good beginning, but maybe it will have a better end. We shall see. But now we get to talk about Big Brother's first twist of the evening, and that is that 2 of our housemates are going into Big Brother's box, which is exactly as you might think it is. It's a giant box room. And there they shall stay with only each other and a bowl of gruel, as Emma put it, for company. And it gets off to a very magnanimous start with John volunteering to be voice of the group, and then Darren volunteering to join him in the box. So all very lovey-dovey, let's not rock the boat and cause any issues of it all. Although, we do get our first taste of Gemma being a little bit of a diva godlover by being like, please, don't put me in there, I'm claustrophobic. Which I know as well as you do, that will crop back up later in the series. Before we meet our next iconic celebrity plaything, it is time to talk about a little bit more of a twist, because our boys that have been locked away in the box have to decide whose suitcases they are also locking away. And they choose Winston, Christopher, and Daniela because first, 2 of them are men so they can handle it, and Daniela is tough. Although Daniela suspects that Darren is petrified of having made that decision because she's speculating that she is scary to him, which is quite entertaining. I think this is the right decision to make. It's the most sensible because somebody like a Megan or a Tiffany, I don't think would cope without their suitcase, or heaven forbid, Gemma would cope without their suitcase. So this totally makes sense and is the right direction for the boys to go to not ruffle feathers on the very first night. But our next celebrity plaything is Mr. David Guest. He is a bit of a showbiz icon and I am so excited for him to be here because he is one of a class of people that I classify as the Hollywood eccentric, who we used to always see going into Celebrity Big Brother. Each season there would at least be a Hollywood eccentric. I mean, we just saw it recently with Mickey Rourke, for goodness sake. He had no clue where he was, and he was totally bonkers the entire time. So, this is going to be great. He looks up for the adventure, and you know what? His VT actually made me laugh. His is probably the funniest VT of the night so far. I really like him, he seems very personable, and I think he may not ruffle feathers straight away, but I also wouldn't want to be on the wrong side of Mr. Guest, that is for sure. The house is getting fuller now as we meet our next celebrity, who again has another Fed VT. This one, to me, doesn't really give us anything we don't already know if we know Scotty T's trajectory in life to this point, because yes, of course, I am talking about Scotty from Geordie Shore. This is vulgar, deranged, and just pure Geordie Shore behaviour all around. There is nothing new here. I think the most new we get is that he also doesn't want his grandma watching Celebrity Big Brother in case he misbehaves. Like, some of the VTs have been great, and some of them are just kind of awful. And unfortunately for me, this one falls into the latter camp than the former. But he does seem quite personable, and I think he will get on well with his housemates. I'm just looking forward to hopefully seeing that Scotty T facade kind of change while he's under Big Brother's roof. Just 6 more celebrities to meet, including our next celebrity, which is Christina Rianoff from Strictly Come Dancing. Now, do I think she has applied to go on to the wrong show? Absolutely. Do I think this is interesting that she's here? Also absolutely. Because she makes several interesting points. That she doesn't want to deal with verbal altercations. Well, you're in the wrong place for that, first of all. She doesn't want to deal with being bored. Have you seen this show, madam? Do you know what you're signing up to? But I think the third point, which reveals her motivation, is perhaps the most interesting. She says she doesn't feel that the pros on Strictly get enough attention and therefore people don't really know who they are, and that is why she's here. And I think that is fascinating. I don't really know what she's going to deliver in this house. Our next housemate proclaims that the house looks like a nut house, and I wonder what exactly will he bring to it. It's Jonathan Cheban, who self-describes himself as Kim Kardashian's best friend and gives us about 2% worth of personality in his entire VT. He is one of these moments of, oh, you're an American reality star, and they're hoping you're going to pull in the numbers, because other than that, I don't see what he is bringing to this group. It's just factual. His VT was a nothing burger, and it's boring. I'm sorry. You're a bit boring, Jonathan. But maybe my first impression will move, because, as I always say with these first impression episodes, we can see things totally shift in the matter of days. Up next is housemate number 13, and someone that I instantly fell in love with. It's Angie Bowie. Her VT is exactly what I love in a VT. It's instantly endearing. It's instant that you get a slice of someone's personality, and hers did that. I am so excited to see her journey in this house. Her moment on stage was lovely. She's been one of a minority that have been cheered this evening, and I think she's going to be absolutely fabulous value in there, especially if she has a meltdown. It's going to be great. I'm very excited to see this journey. It's very cute that she seems to have had a moment prior to going into the house with Christina. Maybe they were shouting at each other from the cars or something, but there's a connection there, and obviously she knows David as well. So it's going to be interesting to see how this dynamic works out in the end. Housemate number 14 is someone whose mouth seems to run, and I fear it might get them in trouble. It is Hollyoaks star Stephanie Davis. And boy oh boy, if there's anything we've learnt from her VT, is much like my good self, she can talk a lot. I can say that because I do too. This is, I think, potentially a career rebrand for her, given some of the instances she brings up on her VT. So it makes me wonder, how will this go? Will she succeed, or will it fall to pieces? But so far, an endearing impression of her, I must admit. Our penultimate housemate is certainly the who of the bunch, because it's Jeremy McConnell, who is a model and, quite frankly, gives me a whole pile of nothing. This is very clear that he is here to establish himself as a personality, and I guess we will see how that goes. There is a history of models going on this show and giving us a whole pile of nothing, for the most part. The only thing I get from his VT is vain, and I don't know that that's a great start. And our final housemate, making it a calamitous 16, it's Nancy Diolio. And oh my goodness, what a strange choice of outfit to wear, because with all due respect, Nancy, you kind of look like you're wearing a shiny trash bag on that runway. But I will say, I think she's going to bring the drama, and I think that is going to be great, because first of all, she hasn't watched this show. Second of all, I don't think she gives a shit, and maybe, just maybe, that will make for great television. So there we have it. That is all 16 of our new celebrity playthings. But Big Brother's not done with them just yet. Oh no, because Big Brother gave our boys in the box one final twist for the evening. He gave them the choice between unlocking the luxury kitchen for everybody in that house, well, except for them, or taking the luxuries for themselves and forcing their fellow celebrities to live on basic rations. However, the boys took the easy way out and gave the luxury kitchen to their housemates. How much longer will this niceness last? We shall see, because in our next episode, we will see just what exactly the high price is that one housemate has to pay for everybody to get access to the bedroom. Yes, I'm sure that will be quite something, and we'll unpack whatever else Big Brother throws at them in their first few days in that house. And I will see you very, very soon. I would love to know your thoughts on these housemates. You can come and leave a comment on the YouTube video, on Spotify, or on socials at He's Always Watching Pod. I would love to know your thoughts about this series as we kick off and start this journey. In the meantime, please look after yourselves and remember, Big Brother's not the only one. He's always watching. See ya!